Thanks, Doppler. Extra depth on ABC 7. The Drug Enforcement Administration has seized millions of pounds of meth in our border region this year. It's part of the DEA's Operation Crystal Shield. We reported on those preliminary results last week. And now ABC 7 is the only English language station in the Borderland with extra perspective directly from the DEA's new acting director. ABC 7's Madeline Otterly sat down with Timothy Shea to discuss the biggest threat to our region and how the agency is responding.
Meth is by far the biggest threat here in El Paso, but it's also a huge threat around the country.
DEA Acting Administrator Timothy Shea says stopping the illegal trade of methamphetamine in the U.S. starts in part in El Paso.
We've got three major drug cartels operating in very close proximity, which increases the volume of the drugs imported and the violence that goes along with it.
The DEA said in February that meth seizures were up 42% in the area since last year.
And is that increase directly corresponding to more effective enforcement or just more increased trafficking?
I think it's both. I think we're seeing an increase in volume that the cartels want to sell more of this drug. It's cheaper for them to produce, and it's easier for them to transport across the border.
Making things easier, meth can be transported in liquid form, like in these fake water bottles seized at the Paso del Norte bridge. But it's not just drugs the agency is targeting in El Paso as part of Operation Crystal Shield.
We had over 100 investigations, 175 arrests as a result of Operation Crystal Shield, 1,000 pounds of meth, and over $1 million in cash in addition to guns, a serious amount of guns. So there's a lot of violence associated with meth too.
How is some of that violent crime that's connected to the drug trade being pushed over into the U.S.?
Well, I think part of it is, directly by the cartels that operate here. I mean, they operate well into the United States, into the heartland of America, coming through El Paso and other areas. But they also engage gangs within the United States to help them distribute drugs, and they commit the violence. That's what they see in El Paso, where the gangs that are hired by the cartels are part of their muscle and part of their violence that they use to enforce their drug trade here in the United States.
Shea says border restrictions during the pandemic helped disrupt drug trafficking, but haven't stopped it.
We not only see the impact here with users and with the use of meth in El Paso, but it's a transshipment point where you see meth in large volume coming through and going to the other parts of the country. If we're going to deal with the problem in the United States, El Paso is a ground zero for much of this.
A focal point in the efforts to choke cartels and their cargo. Madeline Otterly, ABC 7.